Hello. Hello and welcome to Midnight Cuddle Club. Number 6 now. 6. I would say 6 weeks in a row, but we missed, what, 2 weeks for Ida?
No, we missed 1 week, I think.
1 week?
Yeah, we just missed one.
You're right.
And so technically, but we've had
We're doing
6
pretty
of
good.
these. So we've only been doing this 7 weeks, and we're on to number 6 now.
Yep, this is number 6. 7 weeks now. All right, it is 12, 13, and 76 degrees in Orlando, Florida. Where's Gway tracking? Anybody know? I don't know. I don't have my information pulled up. Gway is tracking. We know that much. All right.
What if
Man,
someone came for that information and now you don't have it?
I'm sorry. You should have a Chrome extension. Gasnow.org has a Chrome extension that you could put there, and you would know what Gway was doing, and I would know if I had my Chrome open. Man, Chrome is really agitating me today. It has just decided that it no longer wants to work with a lot of websites. It's telling me that I've got some certificate error, and that certificate error says that my clock has the wrong time on the computer, and I'm like, well, that's not possible. Yeah.
That's correct.
So I don't know. OpenSea, Avagachi, PoApp, none of those sites are working on 2 of my computers. It is working on Gurleen's computer.
I'm gonna be back.
Okay.
I see a cat doing something that it maybe
Oh,
shouldn't
no.
be doing.
We might have cat problems. So, we got to a little bit of a late start today. It's been a really long day for me, and this is always a long day for me, but it's a fun day. It's a fun thing to do. But no, it's a long day because, I get up early. I got up 5 a.m. now. It's midnight. So it's always a long day, but it was a particularly long day today because I had a lot to do. I've been working on the music for the latest scenes of Get Up Pierrot, which I still am not completely finished. I've got a rough cut for you that we're going to stream at the end of the night. We were intending to open up watching Get Up Pierrot, but I got to such a late start. We ended up running late on the first stream. I'm going to start doing this worked well, actually. I'm going to start doing a pre-show kind of thing where we start a stream with either some video or some music or something going on that'll be happening probably 10 to 20 minutes before we actually join the thing, and that way people can come in, start hanging out in the chat and whatever y'all want to do. And yeah, so that was it kind of worked out because last week when we started, I think we started off with 3 people, and then everybody showed up and we were well into the show by that point. So now everybody's with us right at the beginning, so it worked out. Yeah, so having so many problems today, we do have a PoApp, and it's a very special PoApp. However, I didn't get a chance to set up the PoApp bot. So I'm going to have to get back with y'all about that. I'm going to either send them manually or I will set up the bot later and let y'all know. But just letting you know right now, there's not going to be a PoApp tonight. Tonight. There will be a PoApp for tonight, but you're not going to get it tonight.
And it is a special one. I feel very good about this one, and I'm excited to share it. Right? You like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's it was not my idea. It was kind of my idea, but it was still her idea. So tonight we're doing, as we said, a special Get Up Pierrot episode. I kind of wanted to, since we're dropping some new episodes, I wanted to do an episode of Cuddle Club early on where we talk about this project because it's very important to us. So, all of our PoApps have been our Cuddle Club animals. And this time I was like, well, wait, we should do a special, a Get Up Pierrot PoApp because it is a special episode, and we'll probably end up doing more of these types of episodes, you know. And in the future, we'll probably end up doing, you know, special episodes for certain projects that we're doing at the time. So yeah, tonight's is a Get Up Pierrot POAP. So it interrupts the flow, but it's cool. What I mean by the flow is basically when we run out of animals, we're going to start over with the POAPs. So we're gonna repeat some of the POAPs.
They're returning characters, basically. We're gonna change it up though, and do something different every time we cycle through. But we still have I think 3 more animals in the set before we cycle all the way back to Mama Cat, who was the first POAP.
Yeah, what do we have? Bob?
Joe, and then Fangs, who's like an honorary member.
Yeah, Mr. Fangs is a street cat. You've met him in a
Yeah.
previous episode. He's a street cat, but he stays with us.
He was the problem cat that I had to go check on because he was crawling into a shoe or something. I don't know what he was doing, but it was strange and I don't trust him. So then I offered him a chance to leave and he left. So he isn't here with us tonight. He decided he isn't interested.
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 things at once, and I'm not gonna be slick about it. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna show y'all my shirt. It says "Get Up" in celebration, and what I was doing right there is I was checking the microphone to make sure that it was recording. That would be great if we were not recording, but
No, this is a cool shirt. We have 2 more. And this is what is the technique?
it is it's a solar printing technique. So it's a type of it's kind of like a photography emulsion where you would basically you spread it out on the shirt. You have your
made cutout shapes. What I did was
right.
basically anything that's exposed to light gets really dark, and then the parts that aren't exposed kind of stay lighter, so you can create an image out of it. And I did it with construction paper on the sidewalk, probably 3 years ago now. Something
Yeah, it was probably right around the time that we were starting to fest the film.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's
Yeah.
definitely before Slam Dance. So maybe after New
It
Orleans
was
before Slam
2018.
Dance, yeah.
It was in 2018. No, it's a lot of homemade stuff today because that was a homemade shirt. I'm wearing a homemade necklace. You want to show the necklace? I'll just take it off. I'm very proud of this. Here, you can show it. It's a flower with a, sad face flower with a cigarette.
Yep.
Because, that's...
Sad face flower with a cigarette. That's yeah, tonight's POAP is a flower. And
I said that we're giving the secret away.
well, I was about to say I would show it to him if I could easily do so. I'm very unprepared today. It's been a hectic day. I need to get better at this. But like I said, we are going to get better at this because we're going to start doing a pre-show and we're going to, it's a whole thing. Also, yeah, I had a rough night last night. That's why today was really a long day. I had a rough night last night, didn't get a lot of sleep. And that always makes your day hard. And I had to take a nap earlier, so that like killed my momentum in getting things done. So, chasing myself, trying to catch up. So, and then also, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was supposed to get a nap way earlier in the day, and then there was like a POAP emergency on Stellar Gate. Like the entire system crashed. We're not exactly sure what happened, and there was an emergency dev meeting, and it was we still have people in the Discord messaging right now asking where their POAP is. So it gets real, all right? No, but it's cool because, doing these things, you got to run into issues and find out what is going to happen before you have really important events going on and things don't go well. But no, nothing really major happened. I mean, the POAP bot crashed, but everybody's going to get their POAP. And then everything else was like a great test to just see how the system responds. So that was fun, but it delayed me a little bit from getting to my nap, and that delayed everything. So let's not delay anymore. Let's talk about Get Up Piero.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess if you're new here and you've never ever, well, it's not here. It's all on Instagram. So if you've never been to our Get Up Piero Instagram and you've never seen the film and any of these things, and you're brand new to the idea, the best way to explain it is that it is a choose your adventure animated series on Instagram. And the way that works is we post a scene, an episode, a clip. In the beginning, it was short clips, short scenes. Now they're more complicated in season 2. But we would post a post on Instagram, and then there would be an accompanying
Or an animation. When you say a post, we would
an animation,
a short
scene,
animation.
yeah, a scene from a thing, from an animated scene. They're not. The reason I say we call them episodes, but it's hard to call them episodes because you expect a lot more to happen in an episode of a thing, but our episodes are about a minute. They used to be 15 seconds to a minute, and now
Even less than that. Some of them were like 10 seconds. It was like very simple when we first started it. I would do one scene, and the whole purpose was to not think about it ahead of time, to kind of let it be like automatic drawing, kind of like automatic writing where you don't plan anything ahead of time. I just start inking something on paper, and whatever happens ends up being the next segment of the series.
right. And so I would post an accompanying Instagram story that would have a question, a poll question, and that poll question would influence the next episode. So, crowdsourced choose your adventure answers by the participating, Instagram friends.
Right. And the question wasn't like open ended. So we would think about like the simplest thing. I think we did this in the first season was up or down.
Yeah.
And they had to pick or what was it, rhythm or melody?
Rhythm or melody, yeah.
So it's not totally.
And that was more for me because it's hard for her to try to go with the flow. It's hard to, animated films are very meticulously planned out, and the way we're doing it is very
improvised. It's an improvised project, and that was. I kind of enjoy the spirit of that because one of the things.
Let me get a coffee while you just get into the long form of the beginning. You need to
just have the whole pot of coffee here. I
know.
You're not prepared.
I drank too much during the earlier segment. What was it?
Because later you're gonna have to pee.
No.
Like, you're gonna just drink.
Never pee on camera.
He's gonna pee on camera. So I guess that's the whole point of Get Up Hero is to create something improvised using a technique that generally isn't improvised. With animation, it's usually very planned ahead of time. You have storyboards and scripts that you work from. And with this, I just wanted to be impatient and make whatever came to my mind. And that was that restriction of not being able to like make whatever I want is one of the reasons why at first I wasn't as excited about animation. Whereas when you're drawing or there's a lot of other mediums where you can really improvise and create as you go. But with this project, we learned that there's a lot that you can kind of improvise and make up as you're going along. But then the problem becomes like, where does the story, like you end up improvising, but then at some point you have to think about a story and how we're going to wrap it up or how we're going to tie all of these loose ends together.
Or, just thinking about what we're thinking about now, for instance, with season 2 is Well, we've been doing this. Season 2 has gone on for a long time because we've been doing
Years.
other films and projects in the middle of it. So it's really stretched out the time span on this one. Season 1 was done in about 6 months. I mean, if you count like the origin from like August when you did your first scene, then it was done by like June or July for submissions. But
Hmm.
the active part of the project took place between January and June.
It was very fast.
But right now, what we're dealing with season 2 is having so much and being like, well, where are we in this film?
In the
Like,
story.
right. Like, are we in the middle? Have we developed this? Like, it's hard to like know how to move yourself into the next phase of the story or where you even are in the story. Like we couldn't just end it abruptly, it would feel sudden. So then you have to think about like, well, how many more minutes or scenes or posts do we have to make to get this to a conclusion? um so that's a very,
I should get a binder. Because I feel like, I don't know if this has been done before, but I almost feel like I invented an animation technique, right?
maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about other processes to say, but it's definitely a very original process from everything I know. And I mean, especially if you involve the social media aspect of it, because the reason it began this way is because, so if you were, was it the second episode of Midnight Cuddle Club? We showed an animation called Rosie and Joe, was it the other side? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was a project we were doing for FX, and that one was scripted and very well planned.
Storyboarded, animatic, like
The
everything you would
whole,
expect from a.
yeah, the whole nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
can pull this
this
up.
Get Up Pierrot was our answer to like having to be so
Bring it close.
scripted.
And so it's basically 8.5 by 11 paper that I've folded. So then I basically start in the top left corner and then I draw all the way through. And so the thing with this is there's no tracing. The previous scene, I pretty much just eyeball it. And so you end up with like this really jittery line, which I guess for some people, do you think it causes like motion sickness and stuff? Because it never stops moving. Because I redraw everything. So if I have a scene where there's a background and he's in the episode, the whole in that room for the whole episode, I'll have to redraw that background hundreds of times.
Yeah, it's very I mean, older people might remember Comedy Central's Dr. Katz, which they coined the phrase squiggle vision because I guess it was very hand drawn. And yeah, like home movies is kind of like that, but that's much cleaner. But Dr. Katz was the original squiggle vision.
This is like squiggle vision, but
Very
extreme. Oh, hi.
nasty guy.
Very active tonight.
So we were working on a really regimented project, and then this was going on at the same time, kind of, because we were in different phases of production with Rosie and Joe. So at that point, she was able to still animate the shorter scenes we were doing for season 1. And my part in this whole thing, besides doing the sound, obviously, was I was like, well, we should do this as, a choose your adventure and really like get into, you know, what social media can be in relation to a film project. How can we interact with our crowd more? How can we, I mean, this is well before NFTs, and we're thinking about community. We're thinking about how can we get our crowd talking to us and talking to each other and not just posting things on Instagram for the ding, and like how can we actually like get involved.
Or just using a free platform in a new and interesting way. And
Yeah, because we were working with a network, and we also kind of that's fine. It was great, but like I think over the course of years, we've realized networks really aren't our thing, and that's not where we want to be. That's not where the future is. What is TV? You know, who has cable and satellite and TV and all this crap? Like people watch the internet, you know. So you just need to get directly to your crowd, and not, you know, you don't need networks and all these other things like in between. So that was kind of what Pierrot was like, well, we're on Instagram. This is our platform right now. How can we, you know, explore that as a medium? And that's kind of where my mind is now with NFTs, obviously. Like when I came upon NFTs, I was like, oh, Pierrot has to get on the blockchain because this was the entire idea, was something that, you know, was all about the medium and how to use the medium and community. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've always been in that headspace.
Rusty guy.
And I've always been the one who just wants to make
Listen.
weird things.
Rusty is literally pulling on the microphone cables and he's trying to make everything.
This could all come crashing.
It's just gonna, all you're gonna get is old school TV static in a minute. It's just gonna.
Also, tonight's very exciting because it's October 1st and it is officially the start of Halloween season.
Yes,
If-
officially.
And he has a birthday in October, and I'm always like jealous because like
That's true.
I'm always jealous of October birthdays because you guys get to have a birthday in Halloween season, and my birthday's in July. Like, there's nothing cool in July.
It's an extra special birthday this year because it is actually October 9th, which is next Saturday.
That's right.
So my birthday will happen during Midnight Cuddle Club. We will be here for my birthday party, so that'll be fun.
Aw, that's so cute. You have a Discord birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
It'll be fun. So maybe we'll do a special POAP for my birthday too. Maybe October needs to just be
your birth month. Are you one of those people?
No. What I was gonna say is that maybe October needs to be like special POAP month.
Oh,
like every
spooky,
year.
Like a spooky theme.
Yeah, we should like just do different things in October.
I like that idea.
So we'll get back to the animals after October.
So I don't know if we shared this on Discord, but last year I made a special Halloween Pierrot. Did we share that on here?
I don't think it's on the Discord. Maybe it
Never
is.
streamed
Maybe
it?
it is. No, but we are gonna. I think we were gonna open next week with that.
Oh, so I made a special Halloween Pierrot, and I want to make a special Halloween animation this year. And I am playing around with a couple different ideas, and for some reason I keep coming back to like aliens. How can I incorporate aliens into Halloween? I mean, I grew up watching the X-Files, and that was always like kind of a creepy show, right? Like it was dark and ominous, and it was filmed in Vancouver, like around Vancouver, British Columbia, which is like kind of an overcast city. So like I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate aliens into Halloween. And so any ideas would be appreciated.
Oh, this guy's back.
Yeah, he's a real terrorist tonight. So
yeah, we're gonna show Halloween Pierrot. We'll show that at the beginning of next week. We could show it today, but
no, we got enough stuff.
We got enough stuff.
We got
to
space this out a little bit. We just got I just got carried away because of the whole Halloween kickoff.
You can see Halloween Pierrot ahead of time if you go to. I'm sure a lot of people have already been to my Zombie Shepherd YouTube. I have a playlist that leads you to the Zim Teemo YouTube. And the Zim Teemo YouTube is where all of our animations are. Halloween Pierrot is already up there.
I really love it. I enjoy that.
That was a fun project.
Yeah.
That one was, the music was really fun for that. Yep.
Yeah. Always do a good job. He always does. Here's the thing about him. I spend a lot of time on the animations, and he can make something cool in like a few nights. You know, it's not fair. Do we want to show the episode of Pierrot? Like, do we want to just share because we've
You
been
want to
talking
do that
about it.
now?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of them haven't seen what we're talking. We're talking about a thing and they don't have any.
It's very
pointers.
quiet out there in the chat tonight. Do we have any opinions? Do y'all want to stream Get Up Hero Season 1 film? It's about 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Like 6. Yeah.
It's short and sweet. I'm gonna. Do we have any? I don't see any rebuttal, so I guess we're gonna do this.
What are we doing?
Stream.
Yes.
All right.
That's.
Oh, look, somebody's using the midnight chat room this time. That's what I created it for, but it's never been used. Oh, we're here. Wait. There we go. It has been used. All right. Well, we are going to stream then. Let's go with yes. We have to get to the YouTube. Can you do this?
Yes.
I look ridiculous reaching over. She's gonna get us set up real quick. So, yeah, this is the first season film, and is that yeah, right there at the top. There you go.
Full screen.
Pierrot, we really need to talk about what happened on Saturday night.
Pierrot is incredibly confusing and weird.
What am I supposed to feel?
What's this clown story?
Pierrot, who?
His hands are clammy.
What is this?
I'm lost. Pierrot, stop doing those drugs. 17 out of 13 people think you're an asshole.
I went on a date with Pierrot once. What a dick.
Piss off, Pierrot. Piss off, Pierrot.
I'm confused.
I'm lost.
All right. Man, I thought so many things while watching that. I hadn't watched that in so long. Um, I mean, I thought about a lot of things. For one, I mean, even so, that film has been so crowdsourced because it's not just like the answers for the polls. We were in a group called Film Shop during that time, and all the people you heard talking were mostly members of Film Shop that we asked, like, basically we went in to show them what we had of the film, which was what, like, it was basically up to the pink room.
Yeah. Film Shop is basically where participating people bring their scripts or their films, and then they have where we all collectively come together to talk about the project and discuss whatever it is that the filmmaker wants to discuss or whatever questions they might have. It's a way of kind of building community and also getting feedback on your work. So we presented Get Up Hero.
Right, and we were kind of stunted on, like, what are we supposed to get feedback from on this very weird cartoon? Everybody else was doing very different types of projects. There were a lot of documentary filmmakers,
Live action.
and it was all live action. But there were documentaries and narrative shorts, and it just wasn't the same type of material. There were no animators, and there weren't really anybody doing like active comedy or anything that, like, at least not maybe in the scripting phase, but nobody had anything to that degree. But so I was just like, all right, well, maybe we can get people to participate in some way. Let's bring the microphone, and I'll just, at the end of our presentation, I asked everybody to come up to the microphone and just say something terrible about Pierrot.
Say mean things.
Say mean things.
Because all of Pierrot was made, like, I'd made it because I was feeling bad about myself. And I made that opening scene where he's laying in the grass and has to get up. And that all came from a place of me feeling kind of crummy about myself. So the whole theme of it is very, like, self-deprecating and
Yeah, so the script was written by the people who said it.
and it was so much fun because at first people were kind of reserved and shy about making comments, but then you had them coming back to say more mean things. It was like a line of people
Started taking turns on
they were
Pierrot to
taking
that.
turns. And I think in a lot of ways, one of our ideas was to, like, when we tour it, like when we go on the festival circuit with it, we were going to bring our microphone and have other people make comments. And I think the reason I liked that idea was because I thought it's very cathartic to, like, let out all of your negative feelings towards this, like, weird clown, because it's almost like he's like a punching bag. At least he was for me, because I had all,
Yeah.
or they, since
Well, that
I kind of
is-
think of myself as the Pierrot, and you thought of yourself as a Pierrot, and
That's a great
Pierrot is
segue
really a they.
into a lot of the things I was thinking early on too. Like, so when we were developing this, she originally did the first scene, which is also, I think, our first NFT that we ever made is the first scene of Get Up Pierrot, because that's how special this project is to us. So the first scene, she just made this thing, and it wasn't until we were around the third scene that we were like, what is this? What are we going to do with this? And the Choose Your Adventure idea came out. And we were like exploring themes and ideas about what is this? And that's when I came upon Pierrot from Commedia dell'arte. And I'm not a theater person, so I wasn't familiar with any of this stuff. And then I started to read about this stuff and realized Pierrot is a punching bag.
He's an archetype.
You know, he's Harlequin's punching bag. And in a lot of ways, we know Harlequin in media. We see the Joker. We see Tyler Durden. We see, I don't know, just all of these like slapstick villains, or not even villains, anti-heroes. We loved watching, you know, our action heroes beat up on people. It's just very, you know, Harlequin is a very common archetype, but we never think of Pierrot because Pierrot is the sad clown, the one that's forever pining for something and forever being slapped, and no one wants to identify with that character.
But there's so many examples of it, though. Even like more contemporary, like filmmaking. Like David Bowie dressed up as a Pierrot for a music video.
David Bowie actually did a lot of different themes around Pierrot.
The sad clown, yeah.
Yeah. And so all of that, you know, in that way, like, this is all, you know, I keep saying crowdsourced, but to relate it to crypto and everything, this is open sourced. We are taking our answers from the crowd. We are letting anyone who inputs into the series what they want to input. You know, all of those people weren't told what to say. Also, Brian, he's not here tonight, but he usually makes it out. He's been in a lot of the episodes. Brian did some dialogue for that. He did, I think, the first lines you hear.
Oh, there's also a Pierrot hotline. We set up we could put it in the chat as like a...
Are we going to drop Pierrot's phone number?
Yes. Because the whole point of the hotline was for anyone out there to call the number and leave a mean comment.
True. And that's what's really funny. Like, everybody in our Instagram was like, yes, give us Pierrot's number and we will leave messages. And no one has.
We've gotten a couple weird messages where it's just like silence, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of those. Where it's almost like someone's testing it to see, and they want to say something, but they can't bring themselves to say anything. So yeah. I would love to get a comment about Pierrot, because then we thought we could use it.
That's 406-266-7500.
You gotta put it in.
Call Pierrot now.
You gotta put it in the chat.
Okay.
So.
I'll drop it in the chat. Give me a second.
Yeah, we really tried to be experimental with this, not just necessarily with the style of animation, but in how we sourced our dialogue, in setting up a hotline. We're always kind of trying to come up with new ways to, you know, do things with this idea.
Call me.
I've actually made trailers with the phone number in it.
True.
I'm really pushing it, and I don't know.
Yeah, nobody's really calling us, so if you get brave, call us up and say something stupid, and you could end up in season 2.
Good.
So yeah, it's very open sourced. It's very, you know, we don't even know where we're going with season 2, so it's all very, very open at this point. And
it's intentionally vague, though, because that was the spirit of the project, and so we didn't want to deviate from it. Even though season 2 is out of crazy, because I made like 5-minute episodes, and the latest one is like a 15-minute episode. So
That's right. I was kind of saying this earlier and didn't really complete the thought, I think. We started off doing a lot of clips, and this latest episode is episode 6. Well, it's 15 minutes.
it's like 100 clips
I've been releasing episode 6 for months. Like, I've been working on it, like, 3 to 5 minutes at a time, and I'm on to the last. Well, it really divides into 2 major parts, and
There's
then
like 3 major.
there's like 4. There's 4. I mean, if you want to break it in 4, you could.
I think so.
Yeah, you could break it in 4. So everything that we did previous to this new drop that we're about to start dropping, we're gonna start dropping new episodes soon.
Next week.
Yeah, we're gonna show you.
I'm putting a date on it.
The next 5 minutes tonight, but this is a rough draft. I still have a lot of work to do, but once I do that work, I'm going to start releasing the episodes on Instagram. I think we are also going to drop the entire next clip on Patreon. Just so that
5.5 minutes.
yeah, just so that our paid subscribers can see the whole thing. The weird thing about this though is since we've been releasing episode 6. We usually do our Instagram story poll directly after the episode, but we've been releasing episodes for months with no question. So it's almost been like it's not a choose your adventure, but we've really opened up how the game gets played because we've been doing the Pierrot postcards, and I ask a lot of questions in those stories. And you can see those in the IG highlights on Get Up Pierrot Instagram. So a lot of things make it into the story that people don't realize, or they don't know what will affect us and what will become a topic of conversation.
Definitely for the second season, people's comments made it into it.
Yeah. And, it's not so much like, oh, tell us what you like so we can do more of that fan service type of thing. It's more like just taking what's happening and being very, open to everything going on. And yeah, I'm really excited. This season is very strange and totally different from the film you just watched. The film we just watched is all of season 1 compiled into the film. And I think that was 12 different posts. 12 posts.
And it was all hand drawn too. So it wasn't,
Right.
There was hardly any digital animation in there. Everything I tried to keep it true to what I had drawn, and then I put it all together in Photoshop, and then I added some color, a very minimal color, and that was also done in post, digitally. Then season 2
has digital scenes.
It has like 3D elements. It has hand drawn. It's digital. That's right. For the latest episode, I built little sets out of cardboard, and because I just wanted to do that. So I don't know how it's gonna. I really don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, it's really going crazy, and I guess the point I was getting to is because season 2 is going to be awesome. Just like wrapping this thing, and when I say wrapping this thing, we have no idea when this is going to wrap, but I'm excited about the possibilities of season 3. And what I mean about that is because we probably won't just do another straight up season of Pierrot. I would like to do something very, very different that ties into NFTs and, I don't know, maybe Discord, maybe a game. I want to move into a new space with this project because that is where it began. It was like us exploring the possibility of what film and Instagram could be when you were working on them together as a medium. If you think about it like this, like TV, the reason episodes play out the way they do is because they know we only have 22 minutes and we have to go through these segments of story arcs, and we're going to cut to commercial at these intervals, and we need to make our story fit that format. And that was kind of what we were doing in the first season. In the second season, we've almost outgrown the Instagram format because our episodes are too long.
Yeah.
And another big thing for us with the network thing was that we realized Pierrot's never going to make money in a traditional sense, because how do you crowdsource answers easily? Like, you know, obviously you have things like X Factor or American Idol, where the crowd is voting live on TV or whatever, but like you have to have huge infrastructure to do that. So it's not possible for something like Pierrot. Like you would have to get like, and who's gonna do that? American Idol is huge. Pierrot can't make it that big. Like nobody's gonna sit there and watch it Squiggle Vision.
I had one of the best comments that I received after a screening was someone came up to me and asked me, "Is this your first film?" And I was like, "No, this isn't my first film." I wonder if people think that maybe I'd never even drawn before this point.
What's funny is
I think is a compliment. I think
we had Get Up Pierrot and Rosie and Joe at that same festival, right?
Yeah.
So like the most professional and the least professional projects in the same festival. It's a funny juxtaposition.
I really like drawing poorly. I don't really like having to draw well. I think it's more fun to make something loose and bad. And that's why I like Cosmic Spaghetti, is because that was so bad. It was never meant to be seen. Maybe that's my niche, is just to like make things that I'm never going to share, and then that's my best stuff.
Like Cosmic Spaghetti.
Yeah, I really...
She never wanted Cosmic Spaghetti to see the light of day.
I didn't even edit that. He did.
Yeah.
He put it all together, because I was like, this is crap. I love it. To me, it's like junk food. But there was a point. There was a message there if you want to like look into it enough, and if you want to like kind of dig deeper, there's definitely like a message behind it. But on the surface, someone could look at it and just think it's like junk food. But like I said, I feel like I'm starting to embrace that type of storytelling. I don't think I'm a serious storyteller. Like, I don't know if I could do serious stories. You know what I mean? I think there's a part of me that's always going to want to make something that's kind of strange and bad in poor taste. Because we talk about this. What does that even mean when taste? The idea of like quality. We have so many conversations about this. It's actually really annoying.
Well, I mean, you're getting into a whole thing if we're talking, you know,
that film is objectively like in poor taste.
No. I mean, what? Cosmic Spaghetti or Pierrot?
Both of them.
Both of them.
Get Up Pierrot is a bit more like has an artistic quality to it because it's hand drawn. So that's maybe a little bit more elevated. But the weird thing is Cosmic Spaghetti got into film festivals that Pierrot was rejected from. So I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. That was super strange.
All right, well, you've opened up too many cans of worms. I mean, let's first talk about like this idea of quality. I mean, technically, bad is a quality.
It is.
But no, a lot of my parsing of words around quality come from Robert Pirsig's the Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and the idea that like quality exists in all forms, but the idea of what makes one quality more important than another or more valuable than another is so vague and so indescribable. You really can't define quality even though you understand it. Like people will easily agree that like something is a good piece of art or a good film or a good piece of music and not be able to quantify that thing. And so that's the really interesting part of quality, is that we're always trying to quantify quality. And how do you do that? Like it's very subjective and it's very up to the eye of the beholder and that whole thing.
Or just, yeah, I guess it's also that I feel like some people are waiting to be told what is quality. You know, like you don't know for
that's
yourself,
a big
and so
thing.
you look to someone who you respect or who's an authority, and they decide.
Yeah, and that's the idea of like art curation. It's like even if you just look into the NFT space and just see like people aping into whatever project happens to be blowing up, it's like, do you even like this art? You know, like you're speculating because the number goes up and because someone else told you this thing is cool or important or whatever. It's the same thing with, you know, TV and media and movies. People really get into things that everyone else is into, and it's really hard. It's really hard to convince your friends to watch things that aren't popular already. You know, I mean, maybe it's easier with your direct friends, but it's really hard to get strangers to watch things that are, you know, not already told they're cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason I like the type of films that we make, because I feel like for me, it's almost like when you're a kid, no one's like telling you objectively like what's good. You just like what you like. Maybe not now, but like, you know, before you had like you kind of like you enjoy, you have an innocence and a kind of like enthusiasm that's coming from a more sincere place. And that's why I like making films that are a little bit like trash, and because I think that there's, I don't know, maybe the people who like it because they, you know, they can appreciate it, not because someone told them to appreciate it, because they actually like it.
It's because there's a quality.
You're right, everything has a quality. Like Rusty, the trash cat, has a quality. He's our dumpster cat.
So, where are we going with
He's
this?
totally limp. What's gotten into him? He's usually not like a rag doll like this. Like he doesn't seem alive anymore.
Buddy, what are you doing? He just is happy to be with us tonight on Midnight Cuddle Club. So yeah, who knows what the future of Pierrot is, and we're trying to figure that out. And we've got another.
I want Elon Musk to send Pierrot to space. That's what's next.
Pierrot is mooning.
I want Pierrot to go to space. How can we make this happen? I want him to screen in space.
We're gonna just get a laser projector and project our next Pierrot film on the moon.
Maybe now that I've said it, it'll set in motion a series of events and happenings that'll make it. It'll happen now. You know, like you have to like say things sometimes. I just blurted that out. I didn't really mean it, but now I'm thinking about it, and I think it'd be kind of cool. Did I throw you off?
Yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. All right.
See, you're now thinking about it. That's why you.
No, I'm not thinking about that.
You're letting yourself imagine the possibilities.
No, like I said, we're gonna
Pierrot in space and
laser project the next film on the moon for the whole world to watch. This is much more realistic.
Turns into some sort of aliens scenario.
Anyway, so we're gonna start dropping more Pierrot very soon, and
one day,
very soon. Is someone talking to us? Is that?
I don't know. Bugs and butts. I don't know if that's us or someone else.
That's Wally. I know it's Wally.
What does that have to do with Pierrot in space, Wally? What does bugs and butts mean?
No, I'm in the wrong channel. I can't even find it.
I'm calling you out.
Bugs and butts. Yeah, there we go. Anyway,
yeah, I'll let you think about that for a second, and then
I've lost my whole train. I've lost the whole thing. I don't know where we're going.
Face.
We didn't have a huge plan, but
But it's a topic we know well. You know? Like,
yep, I don't know. I got stuck in my brain trying to think about how I'm going to stream this new episode to you because it's not online, so I'm going to have to like quickly figure this out to show the new thing. I guess, you know what, we might need to switch seats and you might need to take the helm for a second while I sit over there
no, I'm gonna just sit in silence.
and get the streaming computer working.
Put it on GeoCities.
Switch with GeoCities.
How will that help us?
I don't know what GeoCities is. All right.
What? Oh, we're figuring it out. What's happening? So yeah, this latest episode was a lot of fun for me to make. It took me a few months, and
No, Bobby wants to jump in.
no, it took me a few months to work on this episode, and it's very complicated. I feel like that's one of the challenges of the second season was like dealing with an ever expanding story with a bunch of new characters, and now I think I'm at this point where I'm trying to figure out like how to tie it all together because there's just too many characters and too many styles, and we're gonna have to like at some point wrap it up. Oh, hi Bob.
Oh man, I've totally screwed up. I put the wrong file on the drive.
I think Bob wants to take over, but he doesn't understand the whole like.
Bob doesn't know how this works.
He doesn't know how any of this works.
He won't look at the camera.
But you know what? I appreciate that he has the enthusiasm for it.
Oh, messing things up now.
I feel like that counts for a lot, is having the enthusiasm.
This is why we need a good production manager to be able to run everything for us.
We're gonna just invite them over for like an hour and a half every day, every week.
No, this kind of stuff can be done remotely.
Oh, okay. Well, if anyone wants to volunteer, be a production manager. What are the perks? Do we offer any perks?
Free snake. There you go.
Free snakes.
Good idea, Wally. Who wants to be our production manager for free snakes? Wait, they're not free to us. We still gotta pay for the snakes. Is snakes a cryptocurrency?
Not if I find them. Not if I lure them. Oh, get this. I went in the backyard like 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, and Bob found a headless squirrel. A headless squirrel. And he left it alone, thankfully. Like, he wasn't interested in it. He's very, like...
Was it dead? No.
No, I actually...
It was,
when I told him...
the headless squirrel was still very much alive.
When I told him...
It was born that way.
I added that. I said, you know, I found a headless squirrel, and it wasn't alive. So I actually said that, too. But no. And then someone told me that it could be a weasel, because weasels only eat the heads of animals. It was actually my mother who said this, because she said they had a weasel and
Wait,
they were
all
finding...
animals? I thought it was just squirrels they all eat the head of.
No, she said they found like headless rabbits.
Oh.
So they'll eat squirrels, chipmunks. Fortunately, they don't go after cats, because that would be an unpleasant find. Going out there and we have some backyard cats, and I don't want to find them headless. Isn't head.
Oh, the chat's not over there. All right. I think maybe.
I think he might have set it up.
I might have set up the stream. So yeah, I think we should maybe start to wrap it up.
Yeah, now let's segue away from the headless squirrel.
All right. Well, now that we've introduced headless squirrels to the mix, happy Halloween!
I guess the snakes made me think of squirrels, and so I see the connection.
Yep. And the weasels.
I don't even know what a weasel looks like, and now I'm just picturing a really awful.
Remember Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
The bathtub scene.
Oh, they're vicious.
Yeah. That wasn't a weasel. That was a marmot. But
A ferret.
no, that's I think that's what
A leash.
he calls it a ferret. So I don't know. Whatever. It was a marmot.
What does that have to do with weasels?
They're similar.
Okay.
What's the thing my brother has?
Ferrets.
Oh, those are ferrets. Yeah, they look the same.
I don't think they eat squirrels.
They're they're different, but they're the same.
Different but the same. All right.
All right, let's get back on Pierrot.
No, I want to just keep talking about it.
All right, well.
I think we're ready to share the episode.
Cool.
Right?
Is everybody ready to watch the episode? This will be the end of the night, actually. We're going to show you the next 5 minutes of Pierrot, and then I see everyone who's here, and I see everyone who's been here, so I will be DMing you with the POAP tomorrow at some point, I'm sure. Probably not going to be setting up the bot tonight. No, definitely not. I'm going to bed after this.
He might fall asleep in his chair even. He does that.
No.
You're so conditioned for working and being a worker that you can even fall asleep in your chair.
I sleep in my chair until I get a Discord call, and then I'm just like, yep, I'm here. What are we doing? All right, where are we at? All right. So, no, in conclusion, I am really excited for the future of Pierrot in other mediums. We're going to continue on with season 2, and the plans for that are going to be interesting as far as, where do we go next with this idea? Are we going to send this to film festivals? Are we going to, how do we send it to film festivals? Do we send it as episodic? Do we, do it as a short film again? Because it's going to be very long. All right, Bob, you're messing up the microphones. Watch out. Oh, man. Anyway, so, it's all very exciting. And we are introducing Pierrot to this new space so that hopefully next season we can be doing a lot more in a different medium with NFTs or some kind of a blockchain game or something more interactive. Let's take Pierrot to the next level of interactivity. One of my ideas that I had a while back, this might have been before we even finished, even started season 2 or got too far into it, was that what if we had a season where it was like guest animators, where every scene was done by a different animator? Bob, stop. He's pulling me out of screen now. This is ridiculous.
He just wants you to screen the episode. He's like, enough talking. Just...
So, all right, well, we will catch up with y'all in the chat. Please follow Get Up Hero on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube at Zim Teemo and Zombie Shepherd.
And
Bob, please move. Go.
And call the hotline if you...
Yeah, call the hotline and have a good night. Please stick around for the next scenes of Get Up Hero, Season 2, Episode 6, Parts 8 through something or other.
Through 57.
Happy Halloween, and everyone, thank you for joining us. We will see you again next week. And you can always find us here in the Discord or follow us on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you like to hang out. We're all over the place. Good night.